As far as we are concerned as citizens, Squatters salute. We're back with another one. Chopez Gwenye. No delas. We are back with the General Mkhwanazi issue. You know, I've recently watched the interview on Eyewitness News. By the way, credits to Eyewitness News for taking up the story, for giving General Mkhwanazi some time and interviewing him, trying to find out, to establish the facts, exactly what is his opinion about this whole thing of being vindicated, being victimized, and all of those horrible things. By the way, I really appreciate, and I will exhaust this issue as much as I can, because we are aware that this is politics. This is just pure politics. I want you squatters to watch this interview of General Mkhwanazi talking to Eyewitness News, exactly explaining that the issue actually started in 2021 for the counterintelligence boss that he didn't find guilty. I think these investigations, like I always say, cases are bought, everything is just messed up in South Africa. So apparently they had an issue with the CI boss, counterintelligence boss, and they wanted to find him guilty about certain allegation of involving drugs and all of that. And now they couldn't find it because General Mkhwanazi was actually presiding over the matter. And he actually elaborated it very, very, very smart. You know, what a smart gentleman, saying that the interest between the employer and the employee, you need to listen to both and find an amicable solution based on the facts, not based on allegations. If allegations are brought to your attention as a leader, you need to thoroughly investigate the case and get to the final stage. And whatever the outcomes, you cannot pre-conclude the outcomes. So what actually happened is that the IPID was hoping to find the CI boss guilty so that they can get rid of him and his investigation team whatsoever. So look at this interview, just watch, listen, and tell me, what is your view? Is this the kind of the commissioner that we are as South Africans willing to lose? But we'll talk after this interview. Just 2 minutes. It's a 2-3 minutes. I just made a clip because the full interview is on the Eyewitness. So let's watch it, squatters, then we'll talk.
Of my acceptance of an appointment to be a presiding officer of a matter against Gerald Khan. And I believe the time, because the lawyers were sending me emails and the likes, I started believing that, so someone perhaps wants me to back off from the case, and I will not back off from the case because I accepted that I'm going to preside over that. There must be fairness on both sides. What is the interest of the employer and what is the interest of the employee? That's why I went for that hearing. And the matter set, and I felt that I dealt with it fairly, and I cleared Gerald Khan on all those charges that they were leveling against him. And instead, which was strange, that the charges that leveled against Gerald Khan, never mind the media issues that came up, but prior to that, but the charges that were leveled against him were coming from the recommendation from the IPID. It is the IPID that initiated it, that he must be charged, together with the others from DPCI. But those at DPCI, investigation was done and they were not subjected to disciplinary hearing, but Khan was. And I sat there and I listened to the matter, and I cleared him. So when I cleared him, suddenly, after that, IPID started their investigation. That's what became strange as to, but okay, IPID, you are now starting with the investigation. Could it be that my finding against Khan did not favor you? Or what is the reason? It was strange. And then they throw the minister's name on it. And again, I wrote to the minister, I said, Minister, they're throwing your name on this thing. Is there any evidence that did you communicate with them? The minister sent me an email. He said, no, he never did that. You must ask IPID. So I had no reason not to believe what the minister is saying, because he said he never did that. They just wrote his name there, but they did not produce anything as an evidence.
That's what you saw exactly. So tell me, South Africa, that is this the kind of treatment that our loyal civil servants are going to receive from politicians? The reason why I'm asking this is because politicians continue to interfere with his work. Politicians continue to feel uncomfortable around him. And it is a fact that Senzo Mchunu has got some issues with the gentleman, by the way, and he's politicizing this whole thing. We are not going to beat behind the bushes here. We are going to call a spade a spade. Senzo Mchunu must stop what he's doing. Even if he can do it behind closed doors, back doors with his IPID friends and whatsoever. So let him stop what he's doing, because we are watching him and this is unacceptable. And let him go and campaign for the ANC there, that useless political party which is declining 40%, and on the next elections, by the way, they will get less than 30%. So he should be focusing on that. That's why I'm saying I'm having a serious problem when politicians start to now interfere in the work of the civil servant, especially people who are holding senior official positions in the government. You are being influenced by politicians, like the episode that I made about Cyril Ramaphosa wanting to get rid of Paul Mashatile using Chabeni via Justice Minister Kubiana to the Northwest NPA. That is nonsense. That is the nonsense we don't want. So all of a sudden, they've got a problem with General Mkhwanazi, because I think the net is closing in towards the real criminals, and we are about to see who is a criminal, who is a civil servant, a loyal civil servant. So the gentleman has made it clear that he's not going to back down. He's not going to be intimidated by idiots. He didn't say idiots, but I'm just saying idiots because I know they are idiots. The IPID and whatever the group is, the gangsterism, the Senzo Mchunu groupies and friends, and the whole cartel. So they must stop the nonsense they are doing here, because we want people who are credible, people whom we can trust about executing certain tasks. Even if it has to be investigating the president, let it be. Because we can't live on lies. We can't continue to protect people who are corrupt, people who are stealing state resources, state funds and all of that, and abusing all the authorities that they have. So we can't put people in power so to abuse us, so to undermine us. People who are there at the forefront, they should be protecting the public. So if it is in the interest of the public, why can't they let him carry on with his duties? Because he didn't find the CI boss guilty, and they are very concerned, and they feel like he didn't do his job according to what they expected to him. That's why I'm saying someone like General Mkhwanazi, you can't buy him. I think that man is very principled. I think that man is going far, but he actually has to really be careful, because politicians are capable of doing anything. So they should stop what they are doing. We are watching them. This is a democratic dispensation. They can't try their nonsense. It's not like the apartheid regime, when the apartheid police will come to your house and take you and you disappear and nobody knows where you are. So he's there to serve the people. He's not serving their interests, and them and their drug dealers, they are gangsters and friends, and they must just stay away from this. This is proof enough that politicians are corrupt. Politicians are actually benefiting from the system. I want to show you the recent video whereby the general is on the field. You know, what I like about this man is that whenever there's anything that is happening with his team, he's there with them to support them, to act as a support system that, listen, gentlemen, we are here on the ground. He's a soldier who is always carrying a firearm, who's always on the field. I like the kind of leadership, for the fact that he's hands-on, for the fact that he is on the field with his team, for the fact that he's got an academic, strong academic background, for the fact that he is highly trained. I really appreciate that man. I don't know actually what kind of a leader our politicians want. They feel uncomfortable. They are so jealousy of competition, and they don't want to be outshined. So I think that's where the issue lies. By the way, we saw them and we are aware what they are doing, and let them continue what they are doing. We'll expose them. Watch this video recently. criminals are flying in KZN. In KZN, you don't try. They left Gauteng, they went to KZN to commit crimes. Hey, they couldn't. Intelligence was right behind them. Watch this video, we'll talk after.
We know that we've been experiencing a lot of cash in transit heist. We know of the one that happened on Monday in around KwaMashu area. And I must just perhaps upfront thank the police officers that have been working very hard in trying to trace the suspects that were involved in these bombings. And especially the team from crime intelligence, because all these successes that we've been getting, the foundation has been the work that crime intelligence has been doing. And I must say that they've worked very hard in tracing this suspect. They would have planned to get them prior to them bombing these vehicles, but unfortunately they couldn't until we intercepted them now. But we know that the five that is lying in the car behind me are notorious with this cash in transit heist, because they are involved in a number of cash in transit heists in Gauteng as well. It's not the group from KZN. They are coming from Gauteng, and they came down to do the job, and we all know the job that they did just outside KwaMashu on Monday. And this house where the vehicle is parked next to, it's a house that they were renting where they were staying. But we've got a strong belief that even the owner of that house is connected to them one way or another. So, but that is going to be part of the investigation. Yeah, well, the team has been following in. There's information that we've been getting. They're all from Gauteng. The identity for them. The good thing is that at times they've got tattoos. So we're looking for a suspect that we know has got this type of a tattoo, where the facial identities are known by the team. So that's why they're able to identify that it is them that they're tracing. And eventually when they got them, we can confirm that they are from Gauteng. Fortunately, in the vehicle they are using, it's not a positive stolen vehicle, it's a clean vehicle. So, which means it's a decoy that once they drive a car that is legit, nobody's going to suspect anything. Yeah, from the information we had, that they were going to do another heist today in another district, Lembe district, but they were disturbed by police visibilities, as the police in that area were busy with the roadblocks, stop and searches, and that disturbed their plans. That's why they couldn't execute the task, but we were already waiting for them to be moving that direction. But we were able to trace them. The intelligence was able to trace them until we find them in this place.
So now, South Africa, we saw it. So what kind of a leader do we want actually? Do we want a commissioner, a police commissioner who is going to go head on with these hardcore criminals? Or we must just have the kind of Nhlanhla commissioner, and so people can continue dying, people can continue to be crime victims, the CIT highs can continue to be all-time high. What do we want? South Africa, that's for you to decide, because in my own view, I hate crime personally and passionately so. I love to hate crime because I know I have been victim of crime, and that was not a good thing that happened to me. So I don't wish it to happen to someone else, even my worst enemy. So we have got a police commissioner in a very highly charged province with crime. He's fighting that crime. He's crushing every criminal. And by the way, I get so much excited when I see criminals lying on the floor. I don't want to see our police lying on the floor. No. Whoever has got a problem must jump to the nearest help. I don't care. I like it when criminals are lying there, Yes, there will be some external forces, lawyers, they want tenders there. Yeah, you must arrest these criminals. And how do you arrest someone who's carrying a rifle, who's willing to pull a trigger on you? You must wait for him to pull a trigger on you. So we need to have our police officers being killed in line of duty and the criminals getting away with their nonsense. No, the criminals must die, not the police. The criminals must die. They must just meet their maker. So I'm so much grateful when I see police executing their duty without any disturbance, any interference. These are hardcore criminals. These are the criminals who were about to commit a CIT. The intelligence has been following them. This is what we want about our country. This is a kind of South Africa we want. That's why I'm saying, can we be able maybe by any chance to multiply the General Mkhwanazi and put these Mkhwanazis on all 9 provinces. 9 provinces, we can have the Mkhwanazi kind of characters so they can fight this crime. We hate this crime. But at the same time, politician keeps on interfering. Why do you interfere? Why are you so greedy? Why are you so heartless? Why are you self-serving? Why are you so self-centered? Why do you only care about yourself and your convoy and your high wall security properties where you are well secured? One day, these criminals will jump your wall and get to you. Maybe that's when you're going to realize that crime is horrible. Some of us, we stay in squatter camps, in slums. We stay in townships. We know how it feels to be a victim of a crime. So if we have to have any dream, any kind of dream of having a police commissioner, this is the man. I'm repeating, this is the man. I sign for this man to become a police commissioner, of the police minister, the minister of police, and run all this. I'm telling you, all these hijacked buildings, all these drug lords, all this, they will vanish. So it's up to you, South Africa. That is this the kind of a minister you want? Is this the kind of a commissioner you want in KZN, or you want a Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi kind of a character that will let everything, that will let even cockroaches just moving freely there and then killing people on a daily basis, innocent people becoming crime victims? What do you want? I'll wait for your comments, squatters, and thank you very much for watching my content. Thank you to the new subscribers. You're welcome to the Squatter family. I'm so proud and grateful to have my community. I'll always be humble. And thank you to those who bump into my content, maybe on YouTube, you're trying to scroll, bump into my content, you start following me, you start watching my episodes, my commentary, and all of that. I'm so grateful. The next episode, the budget speech, my reaction. Sharp, squatters.